Good morning, everybody. Derek Me Show here, as you know. And this is the second ever episode. That's not even really an episode. This is the second ever episode that I do inside my main studio. So this is going to be awesome. So welcome to Flesh in the Pocket, presented by Brunswick. And coming up on the show tomorrow night, we got Corey Kistner, former PBA tournament director. Going to be talking to him tomorrow. And on April 8th, we have Eric Forkel, and that's going to be awesome. Five-time champion. Ooh, yeah, five-time champion. And it's going to be awesome. So I'm going to be working on those episodes and having a good old time doing this. I love this Flesh in the Pocket. I want to say a big thank you to Andrew Pfeffer of Bowling with the Pfeff for being my first ever episode, my first ever guest. And thank you to him. Also, thank you to Parker Bone. Thank you to Steve Jaros. Thank you to Tim Chris. Thank you to Danny Wiseman, Bob Learn. So many great guests I've had, and it really means a lot to me to have these people. And my goal when I started this podcast is I wanted to make friends with the pros that I haven't made friends with. Let me see something here. Hang on one second. No, I guess we're good. Okay, so I wanted to make friends with guys like Steve Jaros. I don't know Steve Jaros very well. My goal was having Steve on, talking about his amazing PBA career. I want to, build a friendship with him. Same with Tim. I've been Facebook friends with Tim for about 3 years, and so, hey, I feel like eventually that'll come. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to this video and all of the other videos. And, Danny Wiseman was a friend of mine. I actually met him in Milford, Connecticut. So many great pros that I've had on so far. And I thought the only pro that would talk to me would be Parker Bone because we're good buddies. So I did get a few no's. So, hey, that's okay. The way Andrew Pfeffer works his podcast is he says, all right, challenge somebody to be on a future episode. And, you challenge somebody. Let's say somebody says, hey, I want to challenge Derek Me Show. Well, I've already been on one of his episodes. And so once the challenge is accepted or issued, it's my responsibility to either get a hold of Andrew Pfeffer or not. If I want to be on his show, get a hold of him. Hey, I would love to talk to you about my bowling story and whatnot. He wants to talk about your bowling story, your complete bowling story. I don't want to copy him. I look up to him and I look up to Mike Valenzano as well. I really do. I look up to Mike, and I don't want to copy anybody, but it seems like Mike and I are kind of similar. We do it kind of in a similar way. I mean, there's only so many ways to do a podcast, So my goal is to do this podcast, make friends with the pros I haven't made friends with yet. So if they want to be my friend, great. If they just want to do the interview and say, all right, thanks, bye, and just go on with life and we never talk again, I guess that is their call as well. So, hey, anyway, so this is Flesh in the Pocket presented by Brunswick. Now, I got a hold of Brunswick and I said, I use this platform called StreamYard, and I would love to grow this podcast. And would you guys sponsor? Because I'm looking for a sponsor, And so Dave Watka got a hold of me and said, so let's chat. I don't know what you're looking for, but would love to chat with you about it and see what's going on. So I called him when, we talked a few weeks ago. I was in Florida and we were talking and he said, well, we don't do cash sponsorships. And I probably shouldn't be saying that, but we don't do that. But what if you said Flesh in the Pocket presented by Brunswick? I'll send you a few balls, 3 balls, and a couple, some shirts. They sent me 4 shirts, very nice shirts. and they also sent me 3 bowling balls. Now that's why we're doing the video today. We're gonna unbox these balls. I don't even know what they are. I think they're all Brunswicks. I think they're all from Brunswick. Okay, which is awesome. I would throw any of the 7 brands. So if any of these are Hammer or Ebonite or Columbia Track, all those Deviate and Radical, because you can throw. Now, I'm not a staffer, okay? I'm not a staffer. I've been throwing Brunswick for, I want to say 20 plus years. I want to say I've been throwing Brunswick since 1999. So about this year will be 24 years. And I'm not on staff. I could throw whatever I want. If I want to throw Motive or Storm or whatever, I can go out and I could buy one. I can. But the thing is I believe in loyalty to a company, and my loyalty to Brunswick has gotten me this far. These aren't the only balls that have been sent to me from Brunswick because of my loyalty to Brunswick. But it pays, it really does, to be loyal to a company. So I am not a staffer. Okay. I'm not a regional staffer, definitely not a national staffer. National staffers get paid to throw the stuff. I am neither one of those. However, a lot of people consider me a Brunswick staffer because I wear the shirts. As you see, I'm wearing a Brunswick shirt right now, Bolify. I am on Bolify staff, but my jersey is a Bolify jersey, and it's got the Brunswick logo. So I'm not on staff, but a lot of people consider me a staffer, even though, I say I'm unofficial, and I take that. I talked to Chris Johnson. He said, "Hey, man, I consider you a staffer. I really do." And Parker Bones even said, "Hey, you're the guy." So I really appreciate that. So I'm not a staffer, but I want to conduct myself as a staffer because that's important to me. Now, again, I am not on staff, not sponsored. I do not bowl. Brunswick does not send me bowling balls and pay for my tournaments, anything like that. I'm just a regular customer to them. But because of what I'm doing and who I'm connected with in my life, they treat me very well. So, I act like a staffer, even though I am not one. So with that being said, we're going to unbox 3 bowling balls. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one should I grab first? We're going to do this one. I don't know what it is. And we're gonna check it out. I don't even know. Like I said, it could be one of the 7 brands. It does not necessarily have to be Brunswick. Look at it. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man. Oh my God. It's the Brunswick Mastermind. No, it isn't. Ooh. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. It is. Oh, yes. Yes. That is awesome. Hold on. So here it is right here. This is one of the balls. Oh, this might be my benchmark ball. So this is the Mindset. Now, I don't know if it's the Mindset 5 or if it's just the Mindset. I'm going to take a look at that. But I saw Dom throw this ball and I'm like, "Oh my God." If I was to guess what this ball is for. Oh, I'm assuming this right here. I can't. Where is it? This right here. That's going to be the riser pin. And oh man, that's awesome. If I was to guess which ball this would be, I think this might be the benchmark. I think this might be the ball for oily lanes. I don't know. We'll see. Again, there is a possibility, I doubt it, but there is a possibility that he could have sent me the same ball. Hey, have it drilled 3 ways. Why not? Thank you, Brunswick, for toy number 1. Check out their website, brunswickbowling.com. If you want to get your next bowling ball, please get it from Brunswick. brunswickbowling.com. Okay. They are, I listen, let me tell you a story. Back in 1999, I was a junior bowler. I was a junior bowler until 2003. 2002-03 was my first league season as an adult. And so with that being said, I was in 1999, I had 2 balls in my bag. I had a Brunswick Target Zone, which is a spare ball. Today it's called the T Zone. So I had one of those, and I had a Storm Thunder Flash. Okay. Now, at the time, I was talking to, excuse me, I was talking to Parker Bone. We were emailing back and forth. And for Christmas of 1999, I asked for the Parker Bone III MVP ball. I cannot remember. I think I saw it. I knew it was out. I've never seen it thrown. Maybe I have. I don't know. Maybe it was something like that. I saw that the hook rating was 8.5 out of 10 or something like that. So I said, they opened the ball. I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna hook right off my hand. And you would think that's a complaint for somebody like me. It's not. It was just like, thank you, Mom and Dad, for the ball. And then I said, from then on, I'm going to throw nothing but Brunswick equipment for the rest of my life. I didn't sign any contracts. I, again, could have still gone to get another ball, any company I want. Hey, that ball looks nice here. Give me that one. But I didn't. I said from then on, because that was the first ever high performance Brunswick ball I ever had. From then on, I had committed that I'm going to throw nothing but Brunswick. Now, back in 2013, something like that, 2012, Brunswick acquires Deviate. There's a company, or I don't know if acquires or whatever. Brunswick came out with the Brunswick Corporation came out with a thing called a company called Deviate. And so now you have Brunswick and you have Deviate all under the same umbrella. And then, so you could throw either one. The balls that were popular at the time, the very first Deviate ball I think I ever saw was a Deviate Misfit. And and that was a long time ago. So Deviate's out there, and now you have Radical. Okay. So you have 3 brands. Okay. Back in 2017 or 2016, Radical becomes a thing. And then 2020, Brunswick buys EBI. There you go. The rest is history. So now I can throw. And when I say, please understand, when I say I can, we know that I can throw whatever I want. Okay. We know that. But like I said, I'm conducting myself as a staffer, even though I'm not a staffer. So I can throw any brand, any of the 7 brands, Brunswick, Deviate, Radical, Columbia, Ebonite, Hammer, Track. Throw any one of those. So there it is. I love this ball. Oh my God, I'm already in love. Oof. Imagine. That was a big one. I should have opened that one last. What's the next one? Let's open this one. What if one of these is a knockout? I don't know. Ooh, what's this? I have a feeling, way back in the day, back in 2015, Chuck Gardner, former tour rep, now he does a lot of stuff with youth bowling, gave me a Mastermind Intellect. And that ball, I didn't get that ball drilled until maybe June. A couple months after I got that ball. But every time that ball I would be around that ball. I would get hungry. And it's weird. Why are you getting hungry after, being around a bowling ball? It kind of reminded me of lemon meringue pie. And I don't know, these kind of do the same. They kind of do the same. Let's see what this one is. Oh, and oh. Oh my God, yes. What? Wow. A knockout. A knockout. Ooh. Oh my God. Do I assume I take that off? Off? I do. I think I do. Oh no, did I just ruin the ball forever? Oh no. No, I don't think I did. Oh, oh, a knockout. Now, there's a couple of knockouts. I think this is just and right here you can see this is the riser pin. So what is the riser pin? So the riser pin, I don't know a lot about drilling and stuff like that. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that off. But I don't know a lot about the drilling and how to drill a bowling ball. I know that you don't take here's the center of gravity right here. See this crown right here? I believe that is the center of gravity. Now, I can't go into my dad's garage. All right, Dad, I got some bowling balls. I want to drill them up, punch them up. You can't do that. You got to get them done, professionally done. Oh my God, I can't wait to throw this thing. Now, if I was to guess, I think this might be a medium ball, but I'm not 100% sure. And thank you, seriously, Dave. Thank you. Wow. And so the riser pin, what that does is you either drill it on top. So like the holes would be either below the riser pin or above it. If it's above it, what that does is the ball is going to roll first and hook later. Now, if the holes are drilled with the riser pin below, that means the ball is going to hook first and recover later. If that's what I believe it means. Oh my God. What's the third? See, I'm already spoiled, it's like, what's the third ball gonna be? Oh, I really should have opened what I opened first last. I really should have. Oh my God. Okay, well. All right. The reason I put that where I did is because yeah. I did that because I have another ball to open. So, wow. What is the third and final ball? Seen it? I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it before. Oh, look. It's a Nexus. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. Oh. Ooh. Oh, it's a Defender. All right. Nice. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, wow. Again, do I take this off or do I leave that on? Yeah, I could take that off, I think. All right. So I got a buddy that lives in Florida now. Known him for so wow. Oh, I can't wait to throw these. Oh, Thank you, Brunswick. I got a buddy that lives in Florida now. And, you know, we've known each other for a few years. And he gives me a hard time every time he sees me because he's all like, why do you want bowling balls that are made in Mexico? Sorry about that. And I was like, look, I can't help where they are, but listen, I like what I like. I live for Brunswick. Brunswick bowling means everything to me. So thank you so much for everything that Brunswick has done for me. Thank you, Dave Watka, for sending me the balls and shirts. I mean, it really does mean a lot to me, and I cannot wait to throw them. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Got some toys from Brunswick. Now, I will do my best to continue to represent the brands of Brunswick, even though, again, I'm not a staffer. In my heart, I am. On paper, I'm not. So, I really appreciate Brunswick, what they've done for me in my life, and it really means a lot. So, coming up tomorrow, come join me while we sit down with Corey Kistner and chat about his life on tour and whatnot. And then on April 8th, we've got Eric Forkel. That's going to be big. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. So that's going to be huge. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And also, I would thank you to Michelle Sterner. Thank you to Mallory Clark for joining me as well. Past guests. I don't want to leave anybody out. I really don't. This podcast, again, was started because nobody wanted me on their podcast. Nobody wanted to hear what I had to say, which is fine. I don't want to be on your podcast unless you think I'm a good fit for your podcast, unless you think that you would enjoy having me on and we would have a good time. That's the only way I want to be on your podcast. So there's that. And so my thought was, start your own. People have told me, hey, you should start a bowling podcast. Actually, somebody from my past told me, we got connected on Facebook. We'll probably never cross paths again, but that's okay. Somebody from my past told me, hey, you should start a bowling podcast. Because I have, of course, today's Hot New Country B105, and I'm okay. So if I start a bowling podcast, what would I do? And clearly doing a podcast by myself, like, I'm all over the place sometimes and people notice it. Like, I'll start talking about Brunswick and then all of a sudden I'll start talking about Pete Weber or something, let's say, just for example, just right out of the blue. And so I was kind of nervous. And then I interviewed Andrew Pfeffer and we talked about the PBA season. My goal was to go on and talk about the PBA season. And, cutthroat topics that nobody ever goes, nobody ever touches. But then I interviewed Parker Bone. When I interviewed Parker Bone, that said to me, the way I did that, and said, you need to do your podcasts that way. Flush in the Pocket podcast needs to be where you interview any pro bowler that will give you the time of day, or any high average, whatever, any bowler that has been around the block, that has done things in the world of bowling. But on Friday night, we're going to step away from the lanes. Yeah, I forgot to tell you about this. On Friday night, We have West Virginia's own. I'm sorry. Cleveland, Ohio's own. Cleveland, Ohio native. There is not a bigger Cleveland sports fan than this guy. And it's going to be awesome. He has never bowled 900. He's going to. I'm gonna ask him 36 questions. It's gonna be flush in the pocket all night. Because it's not like, oh, what's the best moment of your bowling career? It's gonna be kind of like a radio podcast. It's gonna be, what was the best moment of your radio career? Oh, what's the worst moment of your radio career? Um, what's the dumbest thing you've ever said on the radio? Stuff like that. So it's gonna be basically talking about radio, and he's a sports fan, so we're gonna talk about stuff like that as well. We're gonna go flush in the pocket. It's gonna be a great. We might even do 48 questions. I don't know. I'm gonna just come up with it, and that's gonna be Friday night at 10 o'clock. So be on the lookout for that. And coming up, we're gonna have some people that I know. The Frankie and Ding Dong Show. That is a bowling. That's a bowling tournament series. The Frankie and Ding Dong Show tournament. They have different tournaments like one ball brawl, or they might have a plastic ball thing, or they might have this and that. It's put on by my good buddy James Goulding, and another guy that I know that I'm getting to know, Levi Garris, Jarvis, Levi Jarvis, I believe. Sorry for butchering your last name, buddy. So they're going to be on my show. I'm going to be on their show. So I'm going to work on that podcast as well. And so many great things happening with Flush in the Pocket. Thank you so much to everybody who has liked and subscribed. Please continue. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you haven't told your friends, please do so. If you know anybody, even if you don't know any bowling people, if you're like, hey, listen, there's a guy in Maine that loves to talk about bowling. If you have any interest at all, or know somebody who does, watch his podcast or whatnot. So thank you so much to everybody who has helped me with this podcast. It is everything to me. So that's it right now, and it's time for lunch for me. Fat guy's got to eat. So I will talk to you soon, and see you tomorrow night.